Good morning, student. Welcome to Department of Zoology, Sri Mulika Devi Mahavidyalaya in Nigoj, Taluka Parnia District, Ahmednagar. In last video lecture, we was discuss some important aspect of unit number first, principle of classification. In that, we was learn the different types of taxonomy, then types of taxonomy, then classification, then we are also studying the some important types in classification. This is, for example, artificial system of classification, then numerical system of classification, then biochemical taxonomy, then cytotaxonomy, then significance of taxonomy, then next point, very important, that is systematic. What is systematic? Then then definition of systematic according to different or number of scientists. What is the system of classification? In that we are studying artificial system of classification, natural system of classification, then phylogenetic system of classification. In last lecture we was learn the most important point, that is linear system of classification. In that we are learn what is the taxa and what is the category. In that we are learn the linear system of classification. For example, what is kingdom, what is phylum, what is class, what is order, what is family, what is genus, what is species. Then we are coming to the today's point. Today's point is concept of species. If you are observing or you are just reminding the previous lecture, that is the species is very important in classification, because the species is give the actual and proper concrete information related to the particular organism. So it is necessary to study the species of particular organism. So let us start the today's lecture, that is what is and what is species and concept of species. In that, according to Linnaeus in 1735, species is unchangeable unit. Linnaeus is describe the species, it is unchangeable unit of classification. If you want to the classify the particular organism, that time it is necessary to study the particular species. He is considered only morphological characters for defining the species. There is some limitation in between the linear system of classification, because Carl Linnaeus are particularly focused on the morphological characteristic of particular living organism. So there is some lacunae are also find out after the detailed study. Later on, the landmark 18th century and Darwin, that is 1859, put forward their evolutionary thoughts. Hence, it will be converted or shifted monotypic concept to polytypic concept of species. Means in monotypic species, that is it will be never show the subspecies. सबस्पीसीज इसमें हमें देखने को नहीं मिलता. एंड पॉलीटिपिक Species are generally show the one or more than one species or their subspecies also. This work was carried out the landmark and Darwin. These are the very important for classification. Next one, that is, if you are interested to gather the more information regarding the species often defined as a group of individuals with similar characteristics where they can be interbred to produce fertile offspring. This is very important if you are if you are interested to study the particular species, that time this line this line is very important. They have the ability to interbreed and to produce fertile offspring, that is called as species. Means you are, if interested to study the classification of organism, if you are observing and to detail study the kingdom animalia, the kingdom animalia is contain n number of organism, but after the sequencing, after the grouping of particular organism, we are finding sub dissimilarity is also present in particular group. But after the dividing, separate out the organism, we are finding one particular species, and these species of organism have the ability to interbreed. Means they show the mating procedure and they have the ability to produce a fertile offspring also. Means it will be show the continuous generation. These are the belong to the one proper group. इसमें ही एक स्पेसीज है जो कि आपको पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन देती है कि ये स्पीसीज आपको सेम कैरेक्टरिस्टिक भी दिखाती है और दे हैव द एबिलिटी टू इंटरब्रीड आल्सो. These are the very important information regarding the species. The species interbreed or maintained by, or it will be also called as reproduce yourself by mating. This phenomena is observed in same species, and they are also try to complete the bridge between or barrier between the two species. लक्षात येते? Are you understand? Okay. I hope this is very simple information to regarding the species. What is species? After this study, we are coming to the next point, that is types of species. Because you know, according to their habitat, behavior, external morphology, the species are divided into n number of types. In that, first one, allopathic species. ये क्या बोलती है? देखिए, the two or more related species that have definite geographical range called as allopathic species. Example, Indian lion, African lion. Species काय होते हैं? क्या है ये? They show the interbreeding capacity. They show the ability to reproduce yourself. If after the looking this or after the taking this information, we are known they are showing some differences. So it is necessary to study their types also. Allopatric species, it is two or more than two related species. They show the definite एक proper specific geographical area असतो किंवा they are choose this area for living, that is called as allopatric species, Indian lion and African lion. का असं म्हटलंय, इंडिया इज अ पर्टिक्युलर geographical region or range, and then we are finding the particular line. Same situation are also present in African lion also. तिथे देखील आपल्याला तशाच पद्धतीचे लाईन दिसतात, बट दे आर जस्ट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड, दे आर शो डेफिनेट geographical area. Next one, sympatric species. Two or more species are said to the sympatric when their geographical distribution is overlap through their segregated into different ecological niche, or it will be called as condition, different ecological condition. इसमें क्या होता है, the species or your organism show the same geographical distribution overlap with, and they are segregated into ecological niche, means they are show similar ecological environment or ecosystem for the living part. They are coming to the sympatric species. Parapatric species, these are the species which have the geographical range with a very narrow range of overlap. Example, Australian grasshopper. इसमें if you are observing some of the species, they are show very proper geographical region, that is called as narrow range, एकदम फिक्स असतं. They are show fixed area for the geographical region, and they show very narrow range of overlap. Example, your Australian grasshopper, they are easily not found in particular another geographical area. They are generally particularly found in Australian region. Sibling species, in that two or more than two closely related species which are morphological alike but behaviorally or reproductively isolated from each other. Sibling species क्या करती है, they are show closely related species like morphological characteristic, but after the detailed study it is behaviorally and reproductively isolated, separate outed from the each other. म्हणजेच एक्सटर्नली मॉर्फोलॉजिकली सारखेच वाटतात, परंतु दे आर नॉट इन सिमिलर. दे शो द reproductive and behavioral changes. Example, mosquito anopheles complex consists of several subspecies of which few are vector of malaria. याच्यामध्ये मलेरिया सारखेच एक्सटर्नल स्पीसीज, एक्सटर्नल मॉर्फोलॉजी सारखी दाखवते, परंतु दे आर नॉट बिलॉंगिंग टू पर्टिक्युलर ग्रुप. सिबलिंग स्पीसीज. क्रिप्टिक स्पीसीज, these species are alike on basis of observed features but are genetically and sexually different. जे डोळ्याने दिसतं, you are finding these are the similar, but after the detailed study these are the totally different in genetic level and sexual level. That is called as cryptic species. Endemic species, you know, this name give the detailed information regarding the endemic species. Endemic species is found in particular or fixed area in proper geographical region. That is called as endemic species. Example, Indian elephant. These are the endemic, or they are show very proper region for the living purpose. Then monotypic species. Monotypic species is show single subspecies. Polytypic species show more than one or two subspecies. That is called as holotypic species. And if your species show the single subspecies, that is called as monotypic species. Are you understand? These are the information related to the types of species. I hope you are understand. These are the very simple to understanding. Next one that is very important in classification, that is nomenclature. Nomenclature, you know, after the detailed division arrangement of the all the organism, now scientists will be decided to give the proper name, to give the any name to the particular organism, because you know without name it is very difficult to find out which organism is belong to the particular group. For example, मी आता तुमच्या क्लासमध्ये आहे असं विचार करा, and just I will call you Sagar come out the class, but in same time जर दोन तीन विद्यार्थ्यांची नावं सागरच असतील, इट इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट कोणता सागरनी बाहेर यायचं. लक्षात येतंय का? यू आर डिवाइडिंग युअर एनिमल्स बट टू गिव्ह द प्रॉपर नेम्स. सो nomenclature is a system of classification to give the names to the organism to avoid the complexity and confusion. आता मग मला सागरलाच बोलवायचं तर मी काय करणार? टू जस्ट ऍड देअर सरनेम ऑल्सो. मग तिथे मी काय करणार? त्याचं सरनेम देखील टाकणार. सागर लांबकडे बाहेर या. अशा वेळेस जो कोणी पर्टिक्युलर असेल त्यावेळेस तो सागर लांबकडेच बाहेर येईल. तुम्ही म्हणाल सर दोन लांबकडे आहे, दोन सागर लांबकडे, त्यावेळेस मी त्याच्या फादरचं नेम देखील ऍड करल. मग ते काय मध्ये भरल? सागर सतीश लांबकडे. मग तो पर्टिक्युलरच स्टुडंट बाहेर येईल. लक्षात येत आहे? सो नेम विल बी गिव्ह द पर्टिक्युलर ऑर्गॅनिझम फॉर द आयडेंटिफिकेशन, सॉरी फॉर द classification, easy to classify and to divide the animals in large group. समझ में आ रहा? फॉर एक्झाम्पल आता इथे पहा, आपण लगेच लक्षात येईल तुमच्या. द कॉमन नेम ऑफ स्पीसीज इज व्हेरियस फ्रॉम लोकल लँग्वेज. लोकल लँग्वेज, फॉर एक्झाम्पल ओनियन इन इंग्लिश, ओनियन इन इंग्लिश, पैच इन हिंदी and kanda in Marathi. But you know this is one single substance, single vegetable or your crop, but you are giving 3 different names. असं जर होत असेल तर it is very complicated, because you know animals show the variation and diversity. So to avoid this problem, it is necessary to give the proper name to the animals. For this purpose, the scientists develop one system that is called as nomenclature. तुमच्या लक्षात येतंय का? हे बघा, एकच उदाहरण घेतलंय, ओनियन घेतलंय. ओनियन म्हणजेच काय? आपला कांदा. कांद्यालाच इंग्लिश मध्ये बोलला तर दे आर कॉल्ड ओनियन. पॅच इन हिंदी, हिंदीत मध्ये बोललो तर त्याला पॅच म्हणतोय आपण, आणि कांद्याला कांदा आपण मराठीमध्ये म्हणतोय, परंतु वस्तू एकच आहे. दे गिव्ह द 3 डिफरंट नेम. आणखी तुम्ही तमिळ मध्ये गेले किंवा दुसऱ्या लँग्वेज मध्ये गेले, दे आर कॉल्ड सो ऑन डिफरंट नेम, बरोबर, परंतु वस्तू एकच आहे. सो इट इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड आउट प्रॉपर स्पीसीज, बिकॉज यू आर ऑब्झर्विंग एन नंबर ऑफ अॅनिमल्स. आणि जर असे लोकल लँग्वेज मध्ये एक, फॉर एक्झाम्पल टायगर आहे इन पर्टिक्युलर लोकल लँग्वेज. टायगरला जर एक एक्स नावाने बोलवत असेल, दुसऱ्या लोकल लँग्वेज मध्ये त्याला दुसऱ्या नावाने बोलवत असते. सो इट इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड आउट प्रॉपर ऑर्गॅनिझम. So it is necessary to make a proper system of naming that is called as nomenclature. समझ में आ रहा? Because you know it is necessary to give the proper name, and this name is all over world acceptable. Because मी आता तुम्हाला सांगितलेलं कॉमन नेम इज various from region to region, world part to the another world part. So it is very difficult to give and to find out the proper organism. So it is necessary to properly give the one scientific name. The taxonomists use scientific name for the organism. When taxonomists identified and describe the natural group of animals or plant, he give the appropriate names of particular organism or groups. This scientific name is all over world acceptable. हे जे नाव आहे हे पूर्ण जगभरात त्याला त्याच नावाने ओळखलं जातं किंवा ऍक्सेप्ट देखील केलं जातं. सो इफ यू आर फाइंडिंग वन प्रॉपर ऑर्गॅनिझम इन इंडिया, टू गिव्ह द प्रॉपर सायंटिफिक नेम, दिस animal is also found in another part of world, but you are not giving the another name. You can use a proper scientific names given in India. समझ में आ रहा है क्या आपको? ठीक है. Next point, that is binomial nomenclature. In nomenclature they are divided into two parts, that is binomial nomenclature and trinomial nomenclature. This is happen because you know animal and living organisms show a large number of diversity. N number of animals are present. So it is not easy to give the proper name once in all over world. जसं आपण ह्युमन बिंग मध्ये पाहिलं, मी आता तुम्हाला एक्झाम्पल दिलं. वन सिंगल नेम स्टुडंट की सागर नावाचे जर पूर्ण कॉलेजमध्ये स्टुडंट काढायचे असेल तर एक 10-15 सागर आपल्याला इझिली भेटते. यू आर इझिली गेटिंग द 10 सेम नेम इन ऑल द कॉलेज. सागर मग ते BA ला असेल, BSc ला असेल किंवा कॉमर्सला असेल, इट इज ऑलवेज प्रेझेंट बिकॉज वी आर नॉट फाइंडिंग द प्रॉपर नेम. टू अवॉइड दिस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी इन एनिमल किंगडम, यू आर युजिंग दिस टाइप ऑफ द system to give the proper name. This system is mainly divided into two parts, that is binomial and trinomial. According to binomial nomenclature, the scientific name of the organism composed of two Latin words. This is a very important Latin words. That is, first word is called genus or generic name, genus name and generic name, followed by the second word of species, specific name. For example, biological name of human is क्या है? Homo sapiens. समझ में आ रहा? आपलं नाव काय है? Biological name of human, that is Homo sapiens. Very rarely the generic name and species name are same, that is gorilla gorilla, katla katla, nanja nanja, ratus ratus. These are the very common and very rarely they are finding same genus and species name. समझ में आ रहा? Next, trinomial nomenclature. You know, after the beginning of to giving the names to the particular organism, the taxonomist or scientists finding we have the limitation of word. We have the limitation of particular word to the animals because the number of animals is present and you have particular limit of words. If you are giving the genus name and species name, but after finding or discovery of new organism, it is necessary or to finding new system for the nomenclature, that is called as trinomial nomenclature. Okay, let us start the what is trinomial nomenclature. When nomenclature consists of three names, kitna? Three names called as trinomial nomenclature. Trinomial nomenclature. समझ में आ रहा? According to Mayer, 1953 introduced the concept of subspecies. Subspecies because sometimes they have the they show the similar characteristic, so that time they give the subspecies, and this subspecies name is third number. They show that definite geographical location in particular population. समझ में आ रहा है क्या? So this system is give the three names to the particular organism. The naming of a species, especially the animals, up to the subspecies level is called as trinomial nomenclature. समझ में आ रहा? Trinomial nomenclature using three words to give the name to the particular organism, they will be called as trinomial nomenclature. Example, hipad. Homo sapiens, and these are the subspecies. Or in case if the taxonomist or particular scientist will be want to give their own name to the particular species, that time they are also coming under the trinomial nomenclature. For example, Morus alba L. Morus is a species. Morus alba. Morus alba is the name of particular plant, or it will be in your very common example, that is Apis dorsata L. Apis dorsata L. Apis indica L. It is a name of honeybee. Name of honeybee discovered by the Carl Linnaeus. So the scientists have the power or authority, or particular taxonomists have the authority to give their own name to the particular organism. Apis indica L. Carl Linnaeus. L indicate Linnaeus. But botanist does not consider the trinomial nomenclature. समझ में आ रहा क्या? Maximum time the trinomial nomenclature is specially used for the animals to give the three names. I hope you are understand. समझ में आ रहा है कि आपको लक्ष्य देते का? ठीक है. Some rules are also described by Linnaeus to give the name to the particular organism. So let us start to study some rules of particular classification system. काही rules किंवा codes they will be set for the nomenclature. You are always follow this rule or code to during the given to the name to the organism. The scientific name of plants and animals should be in Latin or Greek word, because it is official dead language. If you want to give the name of your animals, that time you are always try to give your name in Latin or Greek word, because it is official language for the nomenclature. समझ में आ रहा? This name should be in italic when printed. आता मी टाइप करतोय, during my typing it is in italic form or separately underline. जब भी हम लिखेंगे उसको, you are always sketch one underline on or inside the particular name during the handwritten. जर तुम्ही हाताने लिहित असाल, so it will be give the underline. हे लक्षात ठेवा, without underline it is not indicate this name is genus name or species name. समझ में आ रहा? Next one, genus name start with capital letter, while species name start with in small letter. For example, you can look on here. These are the genus name Homo. हे पहा इथं लक्षात येतंय, it will be italic in font. हे बघा, हे उभा नॉर्मल फॉन्ट आहे, हा इटॅलिक फॉन्ट आहे. ड्युरिंग द टायपिंग टाइप करत असाल कम्प्युटर वरती, इटॅलिक पाहिजे. एच कसा आहे याचा? इट इज कॅपिटल इन फॉर्म, जीनस नेम. वाइल सेपियंस इट इज स्मॉल इन लेटर. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? द नेम ऑफ ऑथर फर्स्ट रिपोर्टिंग, मैंने अभी बोला था, the taxonomist or scientists have the authority to give the name, their own name, to the particular organism in last. For example, इधर देखिए Linnaeus, it is Carl Linnaeus. The Carl Linnaeus are finding particular organism, so they are also give their name. These are the scientific name of author at the end of particular organism. It is called as complete scientific name. ठीक है? Are you understand? If you have any question regarding this, you can ask me in comment box. Today we are stop on here. Thank you very much.